I'm tempted to give a woo for Lauren, but I'm not going to.
Go on, do it.
Woo!
Thanks.
Okay. I could have waited for a minute. Because, you're not on yet. Anyway, welcome back. I am Stamford Chidge, and you are watching and perhaps even listening to the Chelsea Fancast, and it's time for my favouriteest moment of the week, where I get to know everything about what's happening to our little loanies who are out on loan. But better than that, it is delivered by the fantastical, wonderful, gorgeously lovely Lauren Loza Foley, who is now the queen of the benches. What a build-up!
Oh my God.
The boys are sulking, Lauren, that I've been so nice. Go on.
All right. So this is just a roundup. Patrick Bamford, Thorgan Hazard and Lucas Piazon all find themselves on their respective score sheets this week. Patrick Bamford scored twice for MK Dons in their 4-1 win at home to Stevenage. He scored his 7th and 8th goals of the season, helping them move up to 6th place in League One. He also gained an assist and was involved in the play, which resulted in a penalty. Don't know why he didn't take the penalty himself. Could have got a hat-trick. He's never got one before, but never mind. Thorgan Hazard played 90 minutes in Zolt's 4-2 win over Lokeren, which now moves them up to 3rd place in the Jupiler League. He also scored twice, which takes his tally of 8 goals and 8 assists in 15 games this season. Lucas Piazon scored his 3rd goal in 2 games in the 92nd minute to secure victory over NEC Nijmegen in their local derby. Patrick Van Arnold also played 90 minutes in the game, with Gelga Kuta coming on as a late sub for the last 5 minutes. Victor Moses played well. He got 75 minutes.
Don't care. I don't want to hear about the loanies to Liverpool.
Of
they don't count.
3-1 win at Sunderland. Josh McEachran played 38 minutes for Watford for his debut on Tuesday against Norwich, but he was subbed off with injury with a reoccurring back problem. He was all right though, because he was fit enough to be on the subs bench against Wigan on Saturday. And Lukaku's just scored for Everton.
Has he?
Yeah. Yes.
That is hot news, Lauren. Well done.
Thanks.
Is that it?
Yeah, that's it.
That was brilliant. Round of applause for Lauren. Thank you very much. I have to say...
She's right, in fact, it's the locals call it.
Is it? Only because they drink that schlipperbitters.
Exactly.
Schlipperbitters. Have you ever had any schlipperbitter?
I have.
Yeah, then you know what I'm talking about.
When they play the Jupiler.
Now, what I have to say about that, Lauren, I thought that was brilliant. You look like you did that so well in your new environment. You look like one of those newsreaders. You know, you were kind of like reading, but like having a sneaky look into the camera. That was so professional. But I've got a question for you, Lauren.
Go on.
What were you doing with your hands?
What was I doing?
Well, it looked like because they were behind the screen. I just want to know, were you typing or something or what?
I was
multitasking?
I was scrolling down from the highlighted bit.
Okay, I just wanted you were multitasking. See, only
she was double clicking.
Listen, you lot. Only a woman could do that. None of us would be able to doing that. So, okay. Oh, who's got? Sorry, hang on. Whoa! Breaking news: Lukaku. It's an assist. Lukaku's got an assist. I'm impressed. And a goal before that.
What was the previous bench problem requiring Lauren to be involved with the bench?
No, it's just that she needed. Lauren needs space to breathe. Yeah. She's crowded out.
I think
here.
she looks good there.
There's too much testosterone around this table.
Yeah, that's good.
You know,
that's
Lauren
good.
needs to shine.
Yeah.
That's her place to shine.
It's pretty damning of the males on the benches.
Yep.
There's too much testosterone on the table. But
well, obviously wasn't including. I obviously wasn't including you in that, Pablo. Right, we should move on. It is now time. I forgot to say. Sorry, Lauren. As always, a full loan report can be found at Chelsea Youth on Twitter, and also you can read that at thechels.net. How about that? Now, it is time for If You Don't Ask, You Don't Get, which is where, if you're listening on Mixlr, mixlr.com/Chelsea-fancast, or in fact watching this show, you can ask a question to any one of us and we will answer it. We are duty-bound to do so. It is a capital punishment if we do not answer truthfully and honestly. And the great thing is, of course, you can now do this by Skype, as well as email and chatting to Lauren on Mixlr. If you want to Skype us, let us know during the week by emailing chelseafancast@gmail.com, but add us, of course, chelsea.fancast on Skype. And I do believe we have somebody on the line. Is that right? Who have we got on the line? Diane? Diane!
Hey!
It's Diane!
Hey, Diane!
Hiya!
How are you?
I'm good. How are you guys?
Probably a bit colder than you are.
Yeah, it's kind of warm here. It's not bad.
I should explain for those who do not know, Diane and Dubai go hand in hand with something called the Loca Bar, which I loved when I went out there back in April. And sadly, I missed Diane because she was over here. But it was brilliant fun out there. And it's a loony place to watch football. Is that where you watched the game, Diane?
Yeah, it's where we watched all the games. It was absolutely corking on the last game. Absolutely amazing. Especially when Mata came on and changed the game. It was brilliant.
Good atmosphere in the Loca Bar.
Very good, always.
Good stuff. Have you got a question for us? Or are we just having a general chit-chat?
Well, no, I was just kind of listening to everything you've been saying and everything else like that, and it's been interesting, really, that all of the news that's been surrounding Mata and what Jose's had to say to him and, you know, improve his game. I was just really interested to find out what the guys think that Jose may have said to Torres, either before he went on the pitch or obviously when he got the red card and got sent off. And I was thinking that Jonathan Kidd's there, why not, can he do it as a voiceover maybe, in a Jose style?
Okay, all right. Diane was asking, because I don't think you boys can hear. I'm only the one who can hear. But she was basically saying, what do you think that Jose said to Torres at half-time? Was it half-time? Nod, Diane, if it was. Was it half-time or when he came off? It was at half-time.
And then when he came off after that.
All right, when he got sent off. Right, what did Jose say to Torres when he came? And she wants Jonathan to do it in a Mourinho-style voice, even though actually, Diane, he can't do Mourinho by his own admission. So what do you think? What do you think he said to him? Pablo, what do you think he said?
Half time, I think he smacked his head against the wall, and when he got sent off, I think he said, "Don't worry, the ref stitched you up there." Basically.
Yeah, I think he did.
You're all bucks. You're a load of poo.
You're a load of poo. Are you allowed to say that in the style of Mourinho? Is that the kind of thing Mourinho would say?
Yeah, no, but I can't say the words, can I?
I know what he did say, but anyway, what do you reckon, Darren?
Did he have to say much to Torres?
I think he did. He clearly said something to him when he was coming off.
Oh no, when he came up, he did. Yeah, like Pablo things. I think he said, you know, sort of like don't worry about it. He wasn't annoyed at Torres basically because Torres had done nothing wrong.
Yeah.
He was like quite calm about things. But I think at half time when he clearly doesn't seem to favour Bar, he doesn't really seem too sold maybe an Eto'o that Torres knows that by
Diane, what do you reckon he said to him? I think I know what he did say to him, but what do you reckon he said to him?
I reckon he gave him a pat on the back and said, well done, son, you know, keep up the good work, it's about time.
I mean, I actually think, you know, just going on what a few people have been saying on Twitter and stuff, I think he said you should have stayed down. You know, I think I really do. I think he said if you'd have stayed down, pretending to be injured, then you probably wouldn't have been sent off, which I think is wonderfully ironic, considering the way he coated off Vermongen afterwards for doing basically the same thing. Do you think that's possible?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, the thing is, at the end of the day, when you watch the replays, obviously we get to do 10,000 times over here. I mean, it was so obvious that, you know, he caught the back of Torres' shirt and we're trying to rip his head off.
Yeah, I mean, we agree with that. That's ridiculous. Anyway, listen, we've got to go. But before I do, Diane, when are you coming over to see us in London for a game? And hopefully sit on the benches too.
I should be coming over, hopefully, beginning of November. So I'll be there for the Schalke Champions League and then West Brom at home. So I'll be on the benches in between them.
Brilliant. Well, make sure you're here on a Monday, yeah, after the West Brom game, so you can come and sit on the benches with Lauren and basically reduce the testosterone level in the studio.
Yeah, just make sure you're not in Dubai this time, though.
Yeah, I know. Well, I will make sure. I'm really very upset that I missed you there, but I look forward to seeing you in November. Diane, thank you very much, my love. We'll see you soon.
All
Up
right,
the Chelsea!
bye.
Cheers, Dan.
Right, it's the lovely Diane Crabtree, who is very much part of the Carefree in the UAE, isn't it, Ross?
Yeah, it was bizarre for you to go out to Dubai and
know.
her to come out. I think it was a game at Wembley.
It was
I'm very bad. I know. Man City game I missed, or the semi-final. I'm very bad at planning. Right,
Nothing.
Lauren, Loza,
Hi.
do we have any questions from
we do.
Mixlr and social media in it?
Of course we do. Daniel Francisco on Twitter has
Dan
asked,
Francisco?
Yeah, Dan Francisco. He's
Wear a flower in
asked
your hair.
Jonathan Kidd.
Oh, yeah.
Dan thought that Oscar had a bit of a stinker on Saturday, didn't keep hold of the ball and looked out of his depth. What do you think?
I didn't think he was looked out of his depth. I didn't think he was as good as he has been. I think he got given a bit of rough treatment, actually. But I think when Jose originally decided that because he's the Brazil number 10, that he should be the Chelsea number 10. Whereas in actual fact, I think,
Neymar is.
I think
No Mark, as I call him.
well, he thought, let's say he's going to be playing for Brazil in the World Cup, isn't he? He's the
Yeah,
top.
but not as their number 10.
Are you
No,
sure?
We got corrected last week by a Brazilian.
By a Brazilian.
Oh, okay.
Neymar's their number 10.
No, he's not. He wears number
he's
10,
their
but he
striker.
plays
Yeah,
wide.
no,
Plus,
we're talking
I
about
said that, didn't
positions.
I said Neymar is their number 10.
We're talking about positions here, aren't we?
I know.
Oscar maybe will not be the number 10
Pedantics.
is back, but he will be playing in that position. And I think that my view at the moment is that Mourinho is he's not quite convinced what the best team is, and I think Match has proven that he's quite capable of playing just as well as Oscar, if not better. But he seems to move. I mean, I'm disappointed at the fact that Hazard isn't playing very well at the moment.
He's got an injury.
That's right. He's been playing through an injury. That's right.
And I think a part of that is quite a few of the players haven't put their name down to play every week. You know, there's been a few good
Have
performances
they paid
here
their
and there.
subs? I remember that if I hadn't paid my subs, my £5 for a match, I wouldn't get to play.
They're
So
certainly
there's been a
not.
bit of that
They're
going
certainly
on,
not
Ross.
getting their bonuses. That's
I think
for sure.
I think it's just Cech and Branner that have played every minute other than the
They
League
paid
Cup
their
game.
subs.
I always used to go in as a ringer. I used to be called
Johnny Ringer.
No. I was
A good name for
I was Graham Godfrey in the team because I'd been injured, and then Graham Godfrey played, and he had to be somebody else because I was Graham Godfrey.
Oh, lovely, Jonathan, you're nuts.
Unbelievably complicated.
Hey, right, Loza, got any more questions?
Well, sort of. I've got a question that Rob Shepherd asked Paddy Power and copied us into, which I actually want to read out.
All right.
He asked Paddy Power, what's the price for Mourinho not to be Chelsea manager by Christmas Day? What would you think it is?
200 to 1.
5 to 1.
5 to 1?
Yeah,
What?
can you believe that?
That is outrageous. Paddy Power, you are a disgrace.
Ridiculous.
You're a disgrace, man. Goodness gracious me, we can't have that.
And
Never ever bet with Paddy Power.
What about Moyes? What's he? 3 to 1 on.
well,
Gotta be.
Andy Silverman has got a question for Chidge. He said, "Do you think Moyes will be sacked before the?"
Sorry, I had somebody in my ear. Not literally, they wouldn't fit, but figuratively speaking. I didn't hear your question, my love.
Andy Silverman has asked you, "Do you think Moyes will be sacked by the end of the season?"
Good question, Andy. I really don't, actually, because, well, actually, that's one half of me thinks that they'll actually stick with him because of the experience that they had with Ferguson when actually it took a long time. But somebody on I think it might have even been something daft like TalkSport was saying today that yes, but we're living in a different world now, and it's all about the Champions League money. And if you don't get into the Champions League, you lose £100 million. And of course, therefore, that might put a different complexion on it. So I'm actually prepared to stick my neck out and say, if United don't look like getting in the top 4, I think they might get him out.
By December, I think.
Well, a bit earlier.
I think you're right there. The Glazers, they need the money. That's
they do, don't they?
That's why they've got Manchester United. And I think if they go into a tailspin, he could well be sacked. Although I think if Ferguson's got anything to say about it, he'll stay.
Yeah, and Bobby Charlton, who's massively. I mean, the other thing we have to remember, of course, is that it's very interesting. Not why the hell we're talking about United, I don't know, but it's very interesting to see how the power shift has happened there because David Gill's gone and Ferguson's gone. So who's got the power? I don't think it's Edward Woodward.
Ewa Woowa.
Ewa Woowa, even. Very good, Ross. I don't think it's him. Moyles, I don't think it's him. Moyles? That's right.
Not him.
That's it. We've solved their problem. Hire Chris Moyles as your manager. He needs a job, let's be frank. Anyway, look. Good question, Andy. I love that. Now, I do believe we've got another Skype caller on the line. Who have we got? Is that Kiri?
Right.
Kiri,
You're right.
how are you?
I'm right, thank you.
We get to see you, for real.
Can you see me?
I can see you, mate, loud and clear. Or visually loud and clear. I should say to the listeners who don't know who Kiri is very special to us because Kiri's been pretty much listening to the Chelsea Fancast for 5 years. Isn't that right, mate?
About that.
About that. So have you got a question for us, mate? Actually, before you have, I think we should do a round of loyal supporter. Loyal supporter. There we go, you deserve that.
Where is Kiri?
Kiri's in Birmingham, aren't you, mate?
Yeah.
Yeah. What's your question, fella?
I was wondering what you guys think of Schürrle and his role in the team at the moment, and whether he would fit into the team well. I mean, because I think he's good, but my dad doesn't. He thinks he's awful, and
Your dad's not the most patient Chelsea supporter, as I recall, Kiri.
2 games he gave Torres.
Your dad's not the most patient of Chelsea supporters.
No, you gave Torres 2 games. It was all right.
So basically, the question is, Kiri, for the lads, what do they think of Schürrle so far, and how do they think he's going to fit into the team? Well, I think I'm going to start off with you, Ross.
I think he will come good because he's trying, and he's a Jose player, and he's a willing runner, and he's got talent.
He's got talent. Yeah. What do you reckon, Darren?
Pretty much same as Ross. I think the only thing that's let him down so far is his finishing, but that's not all he's obviously there for. That's not really why he's there at all. But hopefully, I think he'll get some goals and be in the first team eventually. Not this season.
Andre Schürrle, baby.
Yeah, you see, if you weren't watching the match,
I really can't believe he scored again.
Pablo's watching the match. He's been banned from doing it before, and he's banned again now.
Can I say, in his defence, he's watching Lukaku.
I know Lukaku's just got another
scored
assist.
again.
Yeah,
He just scored again.
Two goals and
again.
assists.
Yeah,
Brilliant.
two goals and
Kiri,
assists.
to answer your question from my point of view, I read a very interesting blog on the plains of Almeria today, and they were basically saying that it was very clever by Mourinho to bring Schürrle on because he saw that there was a weakness down that side with Tottenham, and Schürrle's his game is basically to play, almost right on the line there, which is why he gets called offside a lot. But to time his run so he can get through there, and it's well worth a read actually. Check it out on the plains of Almeria.
Ready.
Good. So what do you think of that?
I agree, to be honest. He's one of those who plays sort of off the shoulder, cutting in behind, and, well, if one of our strikers eventually makes a run into the box, we'll get a few goals.
Good. Kiri, we've got to move on because we've got stuff to do, but I just want to say it's absolutely brilliant to talk to you. We've never had the pleasure so far. We've known you, I feel like we've known you so well for the last 5 years. The other thing I would mention is that Kiri sent me a blog, which hopefully with a good wind I will be putting up on the chelseafancast.com website tomorrow. So have a read of what Kiri has to say on the game. He knows his onions, this kid. Kiri, come back and talk to us again soon. It's lovely to speak to you. Thank you very much.
Cheers, lad.
Lovely stuff.
Cheers, Kiri.
Okay, we've got about a minute or so left.
Technology.
Have you got any more questions there, Lauren? I've got an email I want to read out.
Okay, just a quick one to Ross. This is from Zuriel NG on Mixler. He said, "What's your top? Who do you think basically will finish top 4 this season? And do you think the Premiership will be won by a London club?"
That's a good question. Yeah, I think it will be won by a London club because I think we will win it.
Oh, like that.
As for top 4, it's pretty early to tell. I think Spurs will be there because I think, as Paul said earlier, they will pick up points against the worst teams. Maybe not. And then we've got the January transfer window to come as well. I can't believe City will keep up this poor start. So it's definitely a scrap for the places below Chelsea anyway.
Good stuff. Anybody want to comment very quickly on that? Pablo?
I think Chelsea and City will still be fighting out for the title, potentially Arsenal and potentially Spurs until maybe sort of March, April, but I think they'll eventually fade away, and I think that'll be the top 4 and United will miss out.
Kiri made a similar post on the Facebook group, didn't he? Saying, not the Kiri we've just seen, this is Kiri, saying that Tottenham and Arsenal will choke as always and will come to the fore. I think it'll probably be us and Man City. I'm with you on that. Anyway, that was a great round. I enjoyed those Skype calls and the other questions. I'm sorry, I've got a few emails here. I haven't had time to read them out, but I'll try and save them for next week. All right? Loza, brilliant stuff. We'll be back after the break for a roundup of Chelsea news and some stats from the Chelsea Chadder Chadmeister.